Hello, hello.
Hi, I'm
Hello.
Daniel. I am an exercise enthusiast, and for the purpose of this video, we're going to wait for a little bit before we analyze a machine. Hey, Jeremy.
Hello, I am Jeremy. I am also a machine analyst. We're going to have some fun today. I'm going to pop this camera down so you all can see the ceiling for a moment while I get the tripod ready. How are you?
I am awake, barely.
Yeah, that's good. Awake is
So,
good, barely or otherwise.
yeah, yep. Got my coffee, and hopefully, we'll have some fun with a really good machine design analysis. So,
Yeah,
have
I
you
have no
have
doubt.
you chosen which one we're going to analyze today?
I would love to analyze the Technogym combined leg extension leg curl.
Ooh, good idea.
Yeah, however, I have no idea how popular it'll be tonight. So
So,
we'll see.
so let's discuss. Let me bring
Please bring
the,
it up. Yes.
yeah, hold on.
So
Techno Gym
Technogym, just type in Technogym artist line,
artist line.
com ARTIS,
Okay,
artists line, leg extension, leg curl. There's
okay.
only one of those that I know of.
Yeah, I found it.
Yep, yep. So screen share that one, por favor.
Hold on. I see the Axum. I see Axum. Wait, hold
It is the
on. Got
ARTIS
it. Nope.
line.
Wait. Let's see if this is it. I'm going to bring it up.
Yep, all good. All right, the camera is ready.
Is this one
Yep,
it?
that's it there, but you should be able to find it on the Technogym. No, that isn't it. You should be able to
Okay.
find it on the Technogym website. So type in Technogym artist seated leg curl slash leg extension. So yep, go down to yeah. Yep. And now go down a bit. Yep, just go there. You'll find it in there. And I'm currently drinking a newly released energy drink. Uh Monster's been around for a while, but it's called Aussie Style Lemonade, and it is quite delicious.
Mhm.
Artist leg extension, keep going down, keep going, please.
It may be discontinued.
You know what? It may very well be. Maybe that's why it's not on the website.
Hmm.
Artist leg curl, leg extension. How interesting. I didn't realize because this is a pretty good machine for what it is, and for Technogym, it's a pretty good machine.
Let's see if it's on here.
No, it's not going to be. I doubt it's going to be there.
Yep,
If you just
yep.
go to Google, oh, hang on. If you just go to Google Images and type in artist seated leg curl slash leg extension,
Let's
it'll
take
come
a
up.
look. So I think is the Axum? Oh, no, it's the Life
No, that
Fitness.
isn't it.
Is this it?
That is so weird. I am surprised that they don't have. No, those are two separate pieces. It's a two-piece package. This is a single unit.
Oh, Alexander's coming in.
Hi, Alexander.
There
So
he is.
he's not going to be speaking much, or if he wants to, he
That's
can.
fine.
He's listening in. I cannot believe that it's not just there, because this is a very common piece. There, I just saw it. Go up, go down, go down.
Let
Scroll
me
down there.
click off.
Keep.
Hold on. Let me click off of this. Give me a
Hmm.
second.
Yep. Cool. Slowly scroll down. Keep going. Keep going. Yep. 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 Keep going. Down. Left. That one. That's it. That should be it.
Aha, there we
There we
go.
go. That's
There we
that's the
go.
piece there. So I say before we get into the actual me on the gym floor analyzing this piece,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to hear what your thoughts are. Just seeing this machine, how it looks. What are your initial impressions? What do you predict or suspect that it does well and poorly and all the rest?
Let's see. It looks like it might be a little low friction at least. It does. What I don't like right away is it doesn't lean back enough. There's not enough of a angle in the seat.
Hmm.
Um,
Yep. What else?
I'm not sure about that beefed up lip on the front of the a seat pad. Well,
I am going to get into that. I'm going to get into it.
I kind of get the idea. It's like an attempt at a coupling, but it would have to move for the coupling to work. It'd have to be on the lower leg, not the upper leg. It looks
Can you please
uncomfortable.
elaborate on that? What do you
Okay,
mean by that?
all right, so um, by having a big lip on there, it gives an attempt for a coupling from the bottom pad, from the roller pad for leg
Hmm.
extension. You know,
Yep.
hold on. An X leg extension. So yeah, Renex built a temporary leg extension that had. I'll try to find it later. That had a coupling, and because of the coupling, you can pretty much only go from about 90 degrees to straight. You can't go any further back.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
by attempting to blend the coupling in with a seat, all it does is bulk up the lip and make it uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can quickly describe that this piece because I have done a brief assessment of it myself before. That part of the seat that you're talking about, the if you wouldn't mind going back to the image for one moment, please.
There we go. There we go.
Yep, yep. So that part that you're talking about, right? The part that is horizontally to the right. Yep. That
Mm-hmm.
part right there, that is, and this whole machine is pretty much designed as the seated leg extension of the Techno Gym line, the
Mm-hmm.
artist line. And that there is to arrest the reactionary force of the leg extension function, right? On the
Yeah. Yeah.
behind the thigh, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
There is a problem with it though. There's several problems. One, that part, the padding is too thin, so it kind of
Ah,
gets it functions kind of like a blade into the back of
is
the
it
thigh.
so it's too soft? The
The
actual
padding is
the
just too
actual
thin.
okay,
There's
too
just not enough.
thin.
Yeah, yeah. Too soft slash too thin, either or, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, That's number one. Number two, what it does is it throws off the axis of the coaxes of both knees and the
Mm-hmm.
axis of the machine when you are doing a leg curl.
Got it.
Because obviously on a leg curl, we want the seat to be as short as possible so that the hamstrings don't get interfered with at all during the contraction of the hamstrings, right? Of the knee flexors.
Mm-hmm.
But that part of it collides with, well, more precisely, the calf, the back of the lower leg,
Mm-hmm.
collides with that blade part, which arrests the reactionary force during a leg extension. During a leg curl, the calf
Leg curl.
makes contact with that. During a knee curl, a knee flexion, sorry, yeah, a knee flexion, the calf makes contact with that.
and it's
which we just don't want at all.
yeah, it's too uncomfortable. This whole area under the seat looks way too bulky and limits the range of motion for leg
Yeah,
curl.
there's just too much going on there. They could have designed this like that blade piece. They could have just made it so that you can just adjust it so it drops down and away for the leg curl function.
If yeah,
And
yeah.
this is probably 13,000 Australian dollars piece. This piece when it's brand new.
It's a
And this
it's an
this
attempt
this
at it's
particular
an
line,
yeah.
the artist line is their luxury line. So this is sold to, wellness spaces, high-end hotels, all that kind of stuff. It's meant for a luxury crowd. That's why it looks how it looks.
Hmm.
Yeah. Please
Why don't I
continue.
spell it right? Okay, I'll try to find that. Anyway, we'll go back. So part of something that really bothers me is the this this upright going to the seat. That whole design there just limits the leg curl, and I kind of understand why the piece is no longer designed or being manufactured.
Well, it should never have been approved in the first place, as with most techno gym pieces that I felt so
Yeah.
far. At least newer ones. Older ones
Hmm.
were better. Their selection line, which is their non-premium line, actually I like all of those pieces way better than this artist line. I
Let
don't know what they were
let's
thinking with this.
let let's go
Yeah,
over from top to bottom. How tall is the machine?
yeah.
What is the
Well,
height of it?
let us. I'll tell you what. I'm going to head out there. Let's start the
Okay, okay,
proper
let's do that later.
checklist analysis. Yep,
All
yep, yep.
right.
And you'll see it based on how tall I am. So I'm 6'4" ish, and you'll know based on how high it is compared to me, roughly how tall
Mm-hmm.
it is. All right, let's have some fun. I'm going to flip my camera around. Hey, hey, there we go. Can you hear me well?
Mm-hmm. We hear you
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, very good. And Alexander, if you do wish to chime in at any point, please do so, but you are not in any way expected to or obliged to or anything.
I appreciate that. I'm just enjoying the fact that you titled that machine for luxury and wellness centers when my super budget chain gym is absolutely filled with ones that look like that.
Okay, is this a good
And they're
angle?
super uncomfortable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How does that look there?
Very good. Like just like in the picture.
Cool. All right, so let's go through this checklist, and why not?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put my can right here.
Okay, is there
Okay.
is there a is there a space on top for that sort of thing for water bottles and things like
Yeah,
that?
there is. Yeah,
That's
there is
not a good, yeah, that I
a
get that
drippy-ish lip here.
I get that that is there, and I get why, because people are going to do that, but encouraging that is not a good thing. Yeah,
Okay,
encouraging that
I
behavior
can see
is
it.
not a good thing.
Yeah, that's fine. It is what it is. This is for a luxury, that's where people put the keys to their
I
Rolls
know,
Royce, right?
yeah.
It is what it is. Hey,
That they look around for a upfront parking space.
yeah, yeah. Well, look, we need to have machines for all different types, right? Cool.
Hmm.
So, going over the machine design checklist, the equipment information, brand is Technogym. The line or series is the Artis line. The machine is the leg extension, leg curl, dual function or dual machine.
Hmm.
Version, I don't know. Identification code doesn't matter. I don't know. And there's just a bunch of, basic um, preliminary
Identifier
information
information.
thing
Yeah.
is here. Yep, yep, yep. Machine condition is pretty much brand new. I think this is a very, very new piece for here. I think it is a new piece.
It
Modifications slash refurbishments, probably
is it
not.
possible it's newer than what's on the website and it's just not shown
Potentially.
yet? Okay.
Potentially. I have no idea. I don't think so, but
Okay.
possibly. Yeah. Okay. Visible slash visible wear slash usage notes. There's no visible wear that I can tell,
Okay.
except a bunch of dust on it.
Look at the cord.
Struck
Take a look at the cable.
at what?
The cable, has it already, if you have early wear on a cable, it's a bad sign.
Yeah, I don't see any currently.
Hmm.
No,
That's good.
this looks pretty good to me so far. I don't feel any fraying or nothing on it anywhere. And this is not my piece, so I'm not gonna, touch
Yeah,
it too
yeah.
much in
Oh, yeah,
in
exactly.
certain spots. Okay, so
Hmm.
let us talk. Can you see me okay
Yeah, see,
right now?
fine. Hmm.
Cool, cool. And we have got 45 minutes, plenty of time.
Yep.
I'm gonna have a seat, and then I'm gonna have a seat, go through the critical safety requirements, just quickly summarize what they are, and
Okay.
then look at it. Okay, so critical safety requirements is the first section of this checklist, and these are must pass. If any one of these requirements or criteria fail, the entire machine fails in terms of it
Safety.
being as safe as we want machines to be, right?
Yeah.
And to
Hmm.
be to give context, like I will with every video, with every assessment,
Hmm.
this this machine design criteria checklist is not an aesthetic checklist. It is a purely biomechanical slash safety checklist, right?
Yes.
And how well the machine is built, and all of the build and functionality side of the equation. I am working on a design aesthetics slash the psychology of whatever population who would see this machine, if they like it, if they're intimidated, whatever the case may be. That's coming up later. So,
Good.
does it have a safe start position for loading and unloading? That's the first criteria that we have, right? Does the machine
Hmm.
allow safe unloading at the start point? That's number one. And just very quickly, yes, it does, because these are all adjustable. Is the weight stack not reachable during operation? This machine fails in that regard because it's right here. So when I'm in the middle of
Hmm.
a leg extension or a leg curl, I can just stick my fingers between the weight plates at any moment, and that can be catastrophic injury-wise. And we must be mindful of what demographic and context the machine is designed for.
Yeah.
This
This is
machine
for a
is
large
designed.
gym.
This is
Yeah.
for a large gym. Well, this particular piece is their luxury line, so this is found in many, many large gyms.
Yeah.
But it is also a wellness, lux piece. So this is in like, in hotels, things like that. Maybe government buildings. I have no idea.
Hmm.
Meaning this has to, and what that means is that we want this to be as foolproof as possible because it is plausibly for general public-ish without being instructed by someone to teach them how to use this machine thoroughly, right? People do stupid stuff all the time, right? And we want
Hmm.
to we want to idiot proof, foolproof, stupid proof, or just absent-minded proof as many machines as possible, right? So fail on the waist leg being reachable because it is reachable. Head above remainder of the body. Does the machine avoid positioning the head lower than the body? And this is for blood pressure reasons, cranial pressure reasons, and several other
Hmm.
reasons. Just medical safety, basically. This passes that because my head is obviously above the rest of my body during the performance of this exercise in this piece. Number
Hmm.
four is catastrophic anatomical compression hazard. Does the machine avoid load placement that can compress airway, carotid arteries, or otherwise threaten cerebral perfusion? Doesn't matter precisely what each of these things mean. Point is there a major bundle of nerves or blood vessels, arteries, veins, whatever that are being compressed by this machine? So, an example of that is if you have a machine where you have a lot of pressure placed on the inside of the upper arm right here, there are a
Hmm.
lot of nerves and blood vessels between, say, the bicep and the tricep and the upper arm bone. If you compress it with a lot of force, no good. Don't want that. for most people. We just don't know. So no, don't do that. This doesn't appear to have any of that compression style hazard, except
Hmm.
for, I will get to it, this piece right here. We'll
Okay.
get to that in a moment. Head and neck support when required. I'm 6'3", 6'4", and I have a very, very long torso. My head and neck are not supported by this piece at all.
Are most people's head and neck not supported on it?
No,
Okay.
most likely not, because most people are going to be, their head is going to be about here,
Yeah.
and they would need to lean their head back to rest on this thing.
So
But this is pretty
h-
upright, so it doesn't matter too much.
how far of a lean how far of a lean is it? Is it 90 degrees or are you leaning back?
No, no, no. I'd say it's approximately 15-ish degrees. Have a look.
Jeez. Yeah, it needs to be more.
There.
Yeah, it's better than straight up. That's a little better
15-ish,
than 90.
20-ish,
Yeah.
30-ish. Yeah.
That's
No,
that's at least in
that's
the
definitely
right
not 30.
direction. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, there was some thought put
Can
into
you
this.
explain why we do not want a 90-degree angle
We're going to
and
get
a
into
leg
that in the
extension?
primary. We're going to get
Okay.
into that in the primary design criteria.
Okay.
Yep. So head and neck support when required. It's not really required because I'm upright, but for clinical populations, for just whoever has an injured neck who might need head and neck support, fail.
Mm-hmm.
So for the ideal machine, fail. Non-slip critical contact points. Does the machine provide non-slip contact surfaces at all user contact points where loss of traction could create a safety hazard? As far as I can tell, and I've used this piece quite a bit, this is fine, pass. The
Mm-hmm.
padding is grippy enough, especially with when we are being compressed by the padding and the load. No balance reliance under load. Does the machine provide sufficient support to avoid needing to balance or whatever, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
fine. We're sitting down. It's our leg, technically. This is thigh and leg, but lower leg calf is what's being used, and we're not on our feet. That's all fine. Now, there are two other criteria that I have added myself to this list. One of
Mm-hmm.
them is that there is no, let's just say, load bearing moving part of the machine that is outside of the machine's footprint.
Okay.
And I'm going to show you what that means right now. With this machine here, the counterbalance or the counterweight, excuse me, for this machine is on the outside of the machine footprint.
And
You can see that the
yeah,
machine footprint stops here and it's here. And when I can use the whole weight stack on this thing, right, for leg
mm-hmm.
extension, right? If someone is not mindful and they're walking past that, especially in a more crowded gym, and where the machines are closer together, so you have that to kind of slide
If they
or
just
like,
accidentally tap it, like if they're
yeah,
walking and
tap
they
it,
knock into it, that
any,
can, yeah.
yeah, anything, right? The way that
Mm-hmm.
this thing functions, obviously that pivots like that, that thing moves it in that way. Yep, not good. Compare that to that matrix prone leg curl over there. The
Mm-hmm.
counterweight is on the inside of the footprint. So imagine if that counterweight was here,
Yeah, that'd be better.
superior, but then you'd have the issue of people's hands getting hit during usage, right? So
Mm-hmm.
trade-offs. All that I would do is I would just add some extra shielding around here, just a tiny bit of shielding, right?
Enough to cover the swing.
Enough to cover it. Yep, yep, yep. So that is one criteria that I added to this list, and I think that is very, very. It is as important as the other ones for if you're in a crowded gym. Yeah. Can you see me? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very good. So that's one, right? No load bearing or just moving parts. That's an important part, an important piece of the use of the machine is outside of the machine footprint. I think that's barely ever thought about, but very, very important in my opinion. And not my opinion, objectively, I think very, very important. Would you agree?
Yes, I'd agree.
Yep. Is that being too nitpicky?
Maybe, but at the moment, let's be nitpicky. and when we have more engineers to consult with on this, they may refine our pickiness.
Yeah. Never mind that though. That prone leg curl behind the camera right now, its counterweight is inside the machine footprint.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it is very, very doable, right?
it's
I
doable,
can't
but
see how.
I
Yeah,
don't think it's being nitpicky myself. I would rather have that counterweight
yeah,
not swinging around where people can bang into it as they walk by.
yeah, yeah. And as a matter of fact, someone's on it, so I can't show it now. There is a matrix leg extension right there next to this piece, and it also
Hmm.
has the counterweight on the inside here.
Good.
Yeah. Again, has its own issues, but you can just have a very heavy counterweight here and shield it, right? So that people can't
Hmm.
touch it. Yep. And the ninth criteria that I added to this critical safety requirement section is that there is a mechanism to quickly and immediately unload the user in case of emergency for whatever reason.
Okay.
Now, that one almost all machines fail, that one. But it is arguably the most important. If someone's like on a leg press, that's very, very important, right? On a 45-degree sled-based leg
Hmm.
press, on the Cybex squat press, things like that. For a bigger user like myself, for a larger body or whatever user, I don't go to failure on those pieces precisely because I can't get out of it otherwise. There's no way to adjust the safeties or quickly
These,
have a
yeah,
quick
these
release
are,
mechanism.
yeah, this is the what kind of individualizes categorizes this our kind of equipment as hit equipment. It is designed to enable full effort with no interruption. So many of the equipments that are designed to mock barbell movements like squat, bench press, um,
Yeah.
they don't have the only way you get out is just to put the weight down. So they're copying it. That's fine, but
Yeah.
ideally, at any point, um, not should be able to stop. But you exercises that have to be spotted are not good for hit for going to full effort. Barbell bench press,
Yeah.
barbell squat.
What,
These
sorry,
are these.
what
Yeah,
is very, very
go
quickly,
ahead.
what is hit? What is hit very quickly?
High intensity training, the kind of
Yeah,
training we
very good.
do. The goal
Yeah.
is you perform your exercise single set to as absolutely full effort as you possibly can,
Hmm.
uh, almost disabling the ability to do a second set.
Hmm.
That would just focused on
At
effort.
least, at least can't do it straight away. You
Yeah,
need
yeah,
a break.
exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
A long break, a very long break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so this type of training almost requires selected exercises or designed exercises that enable it to happen. A barbell
Hmm.
bench press does not enable it because you cannot safely by yourself train to that point without hazard. Same with barbell squat. These have to be, go ahead.
With safety spotter arms, we can.
Yeah, exactly. With safety spotter arms, we can. But the barbell alone is not.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Uh,
That's right.
it had you have to have a spot unless you have
Yep.
extra
Yep.
equipment, and the more extra equipment you add, you wind up with a machine.
Yep. Yep. More or less.
Yeah, yeah.
Very good. Very good. Cool. Cool. Okay. Let us get into the primary design criteria. So, to recap, the critical safety requirements, this piece fails in multiple ways.
Yeah, it
Weight
does.
stack is reachable. Weight stack is reachable. Fail. So, my additional 2 points make this a 9-item checklist for the safety
Hmm.
requirement part, which makes it 450 points, whereas right now it's only seven items at 350 points. So 450 minus 50 for the weight stack being reachable, minus head and neck, minus the counterweight being on the outside of the machine footprint, and minus an immediate safety catcher. So all that you need for this one to make this a usable piece, which has an immediate safety catcher, is you have a mechanism that comes out and picks up the weight stack at any point in its movement, at any point. Way more expensive, arguably, and complicated than just how it is now. But what costs
Uh,
more, a
what
lawsuit or building that in?
one of the things I've seen before is a braking system, like on the guide rods, where they're going
Yeah,
up and down, and something I forget how it worked, but it just
yeah.
grabs like
You
brakes.
can have handles here for that.
Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that. I
or
forgot
whatever.
that. I
Yeah.
mean, that's looking forward in the future to more of the ultimate design.
Yes, that's right. Yep. So based on my 9 items, this
Mhm.
achieves a total score of 350 out of a possible 450. Fail. Based on the current criteria, it achieves only 300. Sorry, 250 out of 350. Fail still. Cool.
Okay,
Moving on. Primary design criteria. Number one, track muscle and joint function.
the
Does the
most
machine
important.
does the machine properly track muscle and joint function? If yes, how well? Please, in a few sentences, describe what that means. Tracking
It
muscle and joint function.
it means that how your individual muscle and joint works. For example, in this case, the knee, the quadricep, and the hamstrings. The quadriceps, its function is to straighten and extend the knee. The hamstring, its function is to bend and flex the knee. So by putting your body in the best possible position to exercise and fully inroad these musculatures, you're following proper design. This is close, I guess, but that just looks
Yep,
weird.
yep. So this
That lip on
piece,
the.
yeah. So let's quickly get into that. So I'm just going to set myself up in this piece and do a
Hmm.
few repetitions either way,
Okay.
and you'll see. So starting with leg curl. So the way that I set this piece up so that I can actually use this in a way to coaxially align my knees with the machine, which
All right.
is one of the criteria.
How easy or difficult is it to adjust that seat?
Fairly easy. Yeah. It's a
Gas assisted?
hydraulic gas assisted.
Gas
Yeah.
assisted. Okay.
I can
Yeah.
just push back and forth. It's pretty easy. And if
Okay.
you're doing it standing up, I do it this way. One hand here, elbow here, like that. It is a bit difficult though getting it back. You have to kind of grab and pull like that.
Ah,
So I do that. So I'd bring it as far back as I need to. Notice that there is a gap. Can you see that gap right there?
yeah. Big gap.
Yeah, big issue. This is also on the single piece leg extension as well. Now,
Wow.
this piece right here, there's not that much padding on it, and this comes down to a hard, I'm guessing, metal piece
Mm-hmm.
beneath my finger right there, and that possibly digs into the hamstring tendons. So sit into it. Either do it that way or 2 hands to support, 1 foot down, foot up. And from here, what I do is I go, okay, my knees are here aligned, and I pretty much just would do it like this. I don't really care how far back I am. And
Mm-hmm.
this is the workaround for the seat back angle being at about 15 degrees, right? I
Yeah.
just bring myself as far back as I can go, stay on this piece, and just shift my hips forward, and then go from here, right?
Okay. So
This is
you're
pretty
you're
much
giving
okay for
you're
me.
giving
I'll grab,
space for your hips to move back and forth.
yes, that, and also so that my hip flexion angle is a bit more opened up as well.
Got it.
Because on a
Yeah.
piece like this, if you have what is called a posterior tilt of the pelvis, doesn't really matter as long as you are braced otherwise.
Yeah.
So setting it on a light-ish load, this is pretty much good for me. I can just have my hands in my hips, knees are aligned more or less with the axis of the machine, and I can just go through the motion like that.
So
What this piece here does though, yep, go on.
was that the full range of motion you can go?
From here, I can't go further than here. I'm now really compressing my calves,
Wow,
hence why this
that's
piece is a problem, right?
yeah,
So what this
yeah,
piece we'll get into later, but this piece should just be able to be collapsed downwards. Very, very simple fix. Yeah, I'll do one more rep to see it.
yeah, yeah.
And here's what this also does. What this blade piece here also does is it forces my knees to be the average, the co-axes of my knees to be above the precise axis of this machine. Because on a leg extension, the forces are pushing me this way, and so my knee is going to be pushed down into this into this padding and aligned with the axis of this machine. On a
Hmm.
curl, notice what my knees do. They'll slightly, ever so slightly come up,
Shift up
shift
and then
up,
forward.
and I am. Can you see that alignment right now?
Hmm.
Yeah, can
Up
you
and
see the
forward
axis? Yeah, and you can see where that is. Now, if I
and then
shift
back.
into a knee, if I shift into a leg extension, that's fine there. Cool. Now my calves are pretty much completely compressed here.
Yeah.
Watch what my knees do. My knees translate or get shifted down
Hmm.
with still imperfect but better-ish alignments with the machine with the machine axis.
So it looks like it was originally mostly designed for leg extension and then added
Yes,
on.
they've just taken the leg extension of the artist line and they've thrown on this, albeit adjustable roller pad at the top to couple the force of the leg curl with the bottom roller pad. And they just done that basically. And the cam is the cam for the leg extension.
Yeah.
And reason that I know that is because I use the leg extension at the gym that I work in, and it is lighter at the bottom and heavier at the top. And what happens when I use this particular machine on a leg curl is it drops off how we want. We're
Hmm.
going to get into this in the design criteria. So this is, I put it to a heavier load so you can see precisely what I mean. I can
Hmm.
fairly easily do that. And then I hit a wall here. And then I'm going to need to
Hmm.
brace myself to keep myself in place. If I'm, again, aligned properly. Right now, my knees are more or less aligned with the machine itself. As
Hmm.
I pull, you can see my knees are just being smashed upwards, right, on this piece. And if I were to even adjust this bottom piece to maybe a little bit better of a coupling effect, I am more or less aligned. As I go to bend, you can see I can fairly easily do that. And now I need to exert more and more effort, but it's still not that bad getting down,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
It does somewhat get heavier coming down, but it's much better than the single piece leg curl that Technogym has.
That's
Leg
interesting.
extension is a totally different leg extension, totally different story. It starts off easier as I come up there. That's it's an exponentially increasing resistance.
So
I
it's
need
made to be
way
kicked.
more effort. I need way more
Wow.
effort. It's made to be this motion.
Kicked up.
You have to blast through the initial easy part to get the full range of motion. Yeah.
So
So
it encourages form that will hurt you.
it encourages form that is riskier. Yeah. I'm not going to say that it guaranteed to hurt, but it
Okay.
informs, it
Yeah. Yeah. Risky.
encourages or necessitates riskier form, riskier
Yeah.
movement
Wow.
speeds, and riskier lack of control in especially the upper turnaround. Upper as in the transition from the positive or the concentric phase to the negative phase or to the eccentric phase.
Okay.
Cool. All right. So track muscular joint function. Yes, I give this a two, maybe, personally.
Hmm.
Would you say that's about right?
Yep.
Yeah. Positive and negative work. Does the machine provide both positive concentric and negative eccentric work potential? Yes, that's pass.
Hmm.
Coaxial alignment for rotary movements. This is a rotary or an isolation movement. Does the machine maintain proper coaxial alignment? If yes, how well? Yes, it does enable coaxial alignment because both of my knees are on a single plane here. I'm just going to call this a blade, right? And I can
Hmm.
do extension and curl on this piece. How well does it do it? I'm going to give this a 0 personally, or like a 0.5,
Yeah,
honestly,
I
because
was about to
in
say give it
both
something
exercises,
because
yeah,
at least it tried.
yeah, it's a 0.5 in all honesty.
It's
Being very
basically
generous, I give it a 1. Yeah,
yeah, an attendance award.
yeah, yeah. Now, next one, number 4, compound arc compatibility. For compound movements, does the machine account for congruent and incongruent arcs? This is not a
Does not
compound
apply.
movement, so it doesn't apply. Although technically it is compound because the hip and the knee is being used because the hamstring crosses both limbs, but for all practical purposes, doesn't apply here. Number 5, direct resistance. Does the machine provide direct resistance? And by that we mean is are these pads directly resisting the limb that is attached to the muscle that we want to work? So here, knee extensors and knee flexors. My lower leg, my shin, is what is doing the
Distal.
is applying the force onto
Hmm.
these movement arms. So yes, it is direct resistance. Balance resistance. How well does the machine balance the resistance of the machine to our strength curves? Very, very poorly. On the leg
Hmm.
extension, on the knee extension function, it's 0.5. On the curl, as in the knee flexion, I would give it about a 3 because it's far better approximated than most knee flexion machines that I've tried. And when I've used this machine to failure on both functions, I pretty much kept on going on the leg curl until I almost randomly hit failure.
Hmm.
It wasn't a mechanical sticking point or a mechanical position of disadvantage for me that made it happen. Number 7, exceeds range of motion. Does the machine exceed the body's range of motion? Yes, it does in both directions. So I'm going to give that a 5. But I'm going to take 1 point off and give it a 4 because it exceeds it too much for the knee extension function. And
Hmm.
for the knee flexion, it doesn't allow me to get full flexion of the knee. So I'm going to give it, actually, you know what? A 2 or a 3, I would say, based on this blade, on the blade, uh, obstructing my ability to get into the fully flexed knee position.
Hmm.
Would you concur?
Yes.
Yeah, about a 1 or a 2. Forget the 4 or 5. Arrest reaction force. How well does the machine arrest reaction force? Reaction force is one of Newton's laws, right? For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. In this case, I would say it is about a 1 or a 2. Again, there is no belt for the leg extension and for the leg or the knee flexion because my knees aren't more precisely aligned with the axis of the machine. I'm being pulled up and forward depending on the part of the range of motion that I'm in. So I give that a 1 or a 2 personally.
Hmm.
Support and stability. Sorry, and these are all based on my usage, right?
Hmm.
And I can extrapolate that for most people, this is a pretty accurate assessment as well. There's going to be always exceptions, right? People with very, very thin legs that aren't very well muscled, they might align with the machine axis very, very well. Support and stability. Does the machine provide a seat or bench for stability? Yep, that's
Yep.
5. 4, no 4, because of this gap.
Yeah.
I don't quite like that. 4 or a 3. Friction. How well does the machine minimize friction and stiction across the working range? Friction is very, very little. I'd say 4 or 5, honestly, for the friction. Stiction, I would say also about a 4 or a 5. Like I've done this with like a very, very slow cadence and I haven't felt any like gripping happening or biting points happening
Okay.
with it. Apparatus torque, how well does the machine cancel or minimize apparatus torque factors? apparatus torque means the weight of these movement arms. When this is in this position, there's going to be, well, down all the way down here, there's going to be little to no. The weight of this movement arm itself is not going to be influencing how much load I'm lifting based on the weight stack on the weight that I pin. And up here, the apparatus torque is going to be at its highest, where it is perpendicular to the ground. Sorry, parallel to the ground, perpendicular to the direction of gravity. For this piece, we're not talking about the weight stack itself at all in this circumstance. I think the counterweight is okay, and we can test it by seeing how easily I can move this thing up and down. I'm applying a decent amount of force to move this up and down. It's not like I need a few fingers to really feel safe doing this. And that could be a counterweight issue. That could be the minimum.
Ideally, it should counterweigh. There should be a calculation to counterweigh also the weight of the lower leg.
Yep, correct. Yep. And that varies somewhat between people. So that's harder to get well unless you have an adjustable counterweight.
Yep.
Or whatever other variable you want to include. So yeah, this I would say that for apparatus torque, I don't know if it is in fact the counterweight that is the issue, or this is the smallest weight on this is 2.5 kilograms, whatever that means for this machine. I give it about a 2 or a 3 for apparatus torque. For body torque, I would give this. So do you want to explain what body torque is quickly? We have got 14 minutes.
You explain. My brain is still waking up.
That's fine. Body torque.
You're the one with the Red Bull.
I am indeed. So body torque is basically on a back extension, right? Where we start here. I'm simultaneously lifting not only the weight on the weight stack or the machine, plus the weight of the movement arm. If it's not perfectly counterbalanced, I'm also lifting the weight of my torso. That is this side of my muscles up as I do that, right? And for larger, heavier individuals, as they come up and back on a back extension, here they'll be perfectly balanced when they're perfectly
top dead. We call that top dead center. Top dead
correct.
center.
Yeah. Basically, line of gravity is going straight through my spine, more or less. And as I extend myself more and more back, now my body's the weight of my torso, whatever percentage of the weight of my torso is actually assisting me in extending further and further backwards, right? That's what we mean roughly by body torque. So with this one, the body torque consideration is not going to be for the leg extension. It's going to be for the leg curl function. And again, it's hard to know without like getting like force gauges and precisely analyzing this. But I'd say it's about, again, a two or a 3. It depends on the person's lower leg weight. So if I'm doing a leg curl on this piece, the literal weight of from my knee this way, and more so my feet and the weight of this part of my leg. Can you see this? Yeah, the weight of this, like the lower half or third of my lower leg, is going to be contributing somewhat to how much force is being applied to this. So if I have this pinned at nothing, and I just relax my entire body and I turn off my knee extensors, the weight of my calves, feet,
shoes
push this down, right? Shoes push this down, right? That's body torque. It's only going to be applicable for the leg curl function. For the extension, it's the opposite, right? Yep. You saw how easily that went down, right? So at least for this, it's going to be
put your feet back up. Put your feet back up for a moment.
Back up, yeah.
Just stay there. Just stay there for a moment.
Okay.
Let the person next to you finish bending over. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just trying to be discreet. Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
All right.
okay.
All right. Here we go. Go ahead.
Cool. Very good. Let me make this more comfortable. There we go. Cool. That's body talk. I'm gonna give it a one for the leg curl function. For leg extension, again, it's not really applicable, except for maybe the very, very bottom part of it, maybe, but not not really.
Hmm.
So it's gonna be one or zero. No, it says well, I mean zero is no attempt, but it has a counterweight, so it can't be zero. Or maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know how they engineered this piece. Cool. Moving on. And this is to what you said about doing leg extension and the angle of the backs of the back pad of the bench. Muscular sufficiency. Sufficiency. Does the machine obey muscular sufficiency principles? When a muscle crosses one or more joints, a things called active and passive insufficiency come into play. What active insufficiency is when I'm doing a leg extension, if I am leaning really far forward and thus closing my hip angle, I am shortening my muscle called the rectus femoris, which crosses both the hip, the front part of the hip, anterior hip, and the knee. And so this muscle is literally shortening as I lean forward. If I now then go to extend my knee, I can only extend to about here before I feel almost like a cramping sensation here. Flip side, passive insufficiency is where my hamstrings are being lengthened in this position. As I go to extend my knee, I feel my hamstrings getting tightened or stretched doing
Hmm.
this. Nutshell, it is has to do with the length tension relationships of what are called multi-articulate muscles. This machine doesn't factor it in much at all. I would give this a well, this is pass fail, it seems like. And I would give this a one or a two because this is not adjustable.
Mm.
And the way that this seat is designed is such that you can't have this all the way back and lean and have your hips come forward
Opened up.
and feel stable here. Cool. Moving on. Avoid compression of target muscles. Does the machine avoid compression of contracted muscles except where unavoidable by design? I would say that for the leg extension, fine. Or for knee extension, fine, pass. For knee flexion, fail.
Okay.
And that is because of this blade here.
I,
Well,
I
no,
would
I
say
give
I
it a
would say
two or a
even
three.
for even knee extension because you're not able to get as normal range of motion. Where's the starting point on the knee extension?
I'm with you. Starting point is here. This is the furthest
Yeah,
that
that
I can
looks
go with it.
uncomfortable. That looks uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, especially for bigger people or bigger because of muscle mass or because of body
Yep.
fat or whatever. Yep, yep, fair, fair. But this is not compressing the quadriceps or the knee extensors, right? That's why I said that it's um I'm being precise with this one, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, but it is a factor when it comes to the knee flexion because the gastrocnemius is also a knee flexor. So when I am doing knee flexion and I come all the way down to here, my gastrocnemius is being compressed.
Mm-hmm.
I could do if I shift forward past the axis of the machine, I can bend my knees more like that, but that's a really stupid way to use this machine
And risky.
and risky and all the above variables. Yep, we've got
Hmm.
6 minutes, plenty of time.
Yep.
Avoid non-fused movement arms pass. This is a single piece, but it is a cantilevered piece, meaning that the movement arm, the roller pads are only attached to the this part of the machine, that the arm itself from one side only. So it
Hmm.
can what is called cant, which means that as we use this, imagine this is this side of the piece, it'll do this and this, right? Possibly.
Hmm.
And over time with use and abuse, and I've seen like extensions and leg curls that have this, you just start to do it, and there's a lot of play initially. The whole thing just tilts upwards on a leg extension, say. So, non-fused, fine. Avoid unilateral movements. Pass. That's a 5.
Hmm.
Avoid side lying / rotated trunk positions. 5. Entry and exit. How easy is it? For me, I'm 6'4", pretty tall. It's easy enough, I would say. Just a bit awkward
That
getting up
sitting
into
sit
here.
when you sit down, most people tend. It
The
looks
handle.
like they tend to sit. No, the handle and the where your leg
This thing.
is. No, your leg is
This
just
one.
in the. No, your other leg. Your other leg is just in
Yeah.
the hole. It's like trapped.
Yeah. 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 They need to be mindful not to get caught in here.
Yeah, that's
So I just
yeah,
I just I just instruct from here, sit back into it, and then do this, right?
yeah.
To get into it. Cool. We've got 5 minutes. Let's blast through the rest.
Okay,
Low starting resistance. I would give it a 5 pass. It's very,
okay.
very light at the very beginning. Fine resistance adjustment increments. This thing has a little catcher which allows us to increase by 2.5. So this just goes back and grabs a plate
Ah,
behind
I
it.
see.
Yep, I can show you that. So all that we do is we push that in, and that grabs a plate behind it. You can see that the whole thing lifting up
Yeah,
there. Yeah, cool.
I would
That's
like to
that.
see future designs enable micro progressions.
Yeah, yeah. I did a video on the Atlantis leg extension, and that has a horrible mechanism which I will be uploading soon.
Good.
Well, it's horrible mechanism of
Mhm.
micro adjustments. Fine resistance increments, that's fine. Centered visual alignment, no, because this piece has an option. Well, first of all, everything's on the right of it, as is
Mhm.
this adjustment handle, and these are to the left of it. And this has an option to have a screen that comes out of here, which counts reps and also has a little graphic to
Force.
possibly show how fast you are moving as well.
Okay.
And a bunch of other stuff is not, it can't swing out to the front. It's here. So the person's going to be rotated to their right about 45 degrees or 35 degrees roughly. So done like that. Avoid excessive shielding. This is a definite fail. There's a lot of shielding on this. Like all this is not necessary. It's funny because they have shielding where they don't want it, and they don't have shielding where they
Have
do want
shielding.
it,
Yeah, I was
which
about to
is
say, yeah, for the counterweight.
on the counterweight on the other
Yeah.
side. Yep. Yep. Silly. Plate loading ergonomics for plate loaded machines doesn't matter. But we can say how easy is this to adjust the pin? Pretty inconvenient because, as you saw
Ah, I
before,
thought you have to lean down.
you have to lean down all the way to get 75 down here, the full weight stack. Or you have to get out a bit,
I'd probably fart
bend
every
over.
time I leaned over to do that.
Possibly, yeah. And final one is controls usability. Are controls intuitive, accessible, and easy to operate? I give it about a 3. It's
Yeah,
pretty.
that you have to
They
lean
have
down.
you have
They have,
graphics here to say.
yeah, and the handles are accessible. You know, the adjustment handles are accessible.
Yeah, and
But
they're yellow markings. I think
yeah,
this whole thing should be yellow, not just this part here.
yeah.
And there should be a yellow dot, or Panata has a cross on a red circle to show where the machine axis center is. That would be very good. Okay, that is all of the 24 design criteria, 25 including us talking about the
Mm,
canting function or the
yeah.
canting possibility. So that is it for now. What are your
Jeremy,
thoughts? How are you
Jeremy, I agree with you. I want to hear your full personal assessment really quick.
right now?
Hmm.
I like how this machine is built. It feels very, very sturdy. I like how it looks. It looks aesthetic and clean and nice and all that, but
Hmm.
we don't care about aesthetics for now for this part of the
Yeah.
assessment. I give this machine overall about a 2 out of 10 personally
Okay.
for the reasons that I've spoken about and many, many other reasons because I have had a lot of time to think about this piece and I've used the
Would you
individual
personally use
pieces.
Would you personally use it on a regular basis?
I would, and I do, yeah, because
Okay.
I know what I'm doing. I know how to do the little things to make it work, right? Or to make it
And
safe.
if it was the only tool in the facility you had to use for leg extension and leg curl, would it still be good enough to use for your
Yes,
clients?
definitely,
Okay, good, good. That's
definitely.
good to know.
Yeah, yeah. So I like that part of it, even though I give it a 2 out of 10 for
Hmm.
the objective criteria of it. It is good. It
So
does the job.
the
It
practical
provides it
useful.
provides load to the muscles. Yep.
Okay,
The practicalities are all there. Yeah.
got it. All right, I gotta get going. Thank you.
Thank you, and I look forward to speaking with you next time.
I know these are so fun. I love the exercise
Yeah.
machine design stuff, and
Thank you.
I,
So, guys, this
I,
is the Technogym seated leg extension and leg curl artist line combination machine.
thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you.